Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is the new safe cracking that was released yesterday, and this is a fast, easy way of training thieving. You can do this from level 62 all the way to 99, or even go for 120 with it if you wanted to, as it is pretty fast. You can get up to 875,000 experience an hour. I will include timestamps in the description for each of the level milestones for safe cracking, so if you want to skip to a specific part, check the timestamps in the description, click those and it will take you there. So let's get into this video. Starting off with the requirements, like I said, you need at least 62 thieving minimum to start, and you need 96 for every single one. You also need the buyers and sellers quest plus all the capers done. This means you need to fully unlock the Thieves Guild. You need quests for safe location unlocks. For example, you need like the Lost City for Xanaris unlocked for certain safes. For each part, I will state which quest is needed for each of those stages, so don't worry about that. Let's get into the actual method. To start safe cracking, you want to go to the Thieves Guild. If you have it all unlocked, the safe cracking trainer will be at the northeast. He will give you the items you need to start, which is the stethoscope and the small loot bag. You can upgrade these in the shop later on once you've done it for a little while. Now you have those two items, you're able to go start safe cracking. Before we start, I just want to talk about what the method actually is. As you can see here, I'm currently trying to crack this safe. It will flash here and there. When it flashes, you have a chance to instantly do a stage. But if you click it, you're guaranteed to do that stage. So if you're AFKing, it will probably take you twice as long, because sometimes when it flashes, you're not guaranteed. But if you're not AFKing and you click it every time, you're always going to do that stage complete, and then you'll be able to pickpocket every single lock, and then you'll open up the safe and get a nice amount of XP. Then you can move on to the next safe in that location, or go to a different location and do another safe. Each of the safes in the game take 5 to 10 minutes to restock. This means you can't loot from them constantly, you have to go around Runescape and then come back to them. At level 62 you can start doing safe cracking. These are free dial locks, which means each of the safes you crack has 3 stages. The locations for these safes is Lumbridge, Draenor, Wizard's Tower, Edgeville and Varrock Castle 3rd floor. These safes are 275 to 425,000 experience an hour depending on your level. So now I'm going to quickly show you where each of these safes actually are in each of the locations. The 2 safes in Lumbridge are located at the following places. One's in Bob's Axe's shop. If you go up the stairs in his house, you can safe crack that one. The other one, you want to run north of the lodestone, and the house just north of that lodestone. If you go upstairs in there, there's another safe that you can crack, and that's the 2 in Lumbridge. For the Draenor Village one, if you go to the Wise Old Man, if you go upstairs in the Wise Old Man's house, which is just north of the bank, you can safe crack that one in there. So if you run just north of the Draenor Lodestone and go into Draenor Manor, just to the east there is 2 safes in that room. If you crack both of those, that's all of the ones for Draenor. If you use your Wicked Hood to teleport to the Wizard Tower, there are 2 here. If you descend the beam once, on this floor both of the safes are there. One is to the west and one is to the east. If you crack both of these you can move on. The next one is in Edgeville. If you go to the general store, climb up the ladder, the safe is just in that store, you can crack that one. The last one requires a lockpick, so make sure you have one on you. Teleport to Varrock, run north, go to the Varrock Castle, climb up the staircase, then climb up the second ladder. You then want to run to this room and you need to right click and picklock the treasury. Once you picklock the treasury, there is 3 different safes all next to each other in this room. Pickpocket all 3 of those and you're done for all of these low level ones. At the entrance of the Thieves Guild, you can either talk to Robin or right click and claim some XP from him from all of the loot in your bag. The loot in your bag gives you XP and it's very useful to trade it in whenever the bag is full, and it's useful to upgrade your bag so then you can do more runs before having to come here and trade it in. You can also speak to the person next to him if you have any of the special items that can't be put in your bag, the more expensive stuff. This can be traded in for points and that's where you upgrade your bag and stuff with. These lots of safes require level 69 and they have 4 dial locks, which means each safe you crack takes 4 stages to complete. These are in the following locations: Alcarid, Polnivnich, Nada and Menethos. Obviously, Menethos requires the Jack of Spades quest to get to, the rest don't have any requirements. These safes are anywhere between 325 to 475,000 experience an hour depending on your level. The first one in Al Kharid is just north of the lodestone. If you go inside that house, it's right next to the bed. Once you've done that one, if you go to the scimitar shop, there is stairs on the side of the shop. If you go up there, you can loot the safe inside the upstairs of that house. Moving on to Polivnich, you can get a magic carpet there, or you can use your Slayer cape or your Slayer helm in order to teleport to Summoner. Once you're teleported to Summoner, it will take you directly to Polivnich. Once you're in Polivnich, you want to go into the Mayor's house, which is the big building to the southeast. Once you're in there, on the bottom floor, there is 2 safes right next to each other. You can crack both of those. After this, you want to go to Nada. You can use the Desert Amulet to teleport straight to Nada, but if you don't have that, you can take a rug from Polivnich straight to Nada. Run to the far east. There's a big house there. You want to go upstairs in that house. Then you can crack the safe in the upstairs of that house. Lastly, but certainly not least, is Menethos. If you go to the Menethos lodestone and run west, you go to the Imperial District. If you run round the Imperial District where the giant pyramid is, there is 2 safes to the west of that pyramid. One is to the southwest and one is directly west. They're in the houses just located around that pyramid. They're pretty easy to see and they're labelled on the map with a safe. So look for those safe icons. One's to the southwest and one's just to the west. Once you've done the ones in the Imperial District, if you go back to the lodestone, you can use shifting tombs to get around quickly. If you go to the Merchant District, there is one to the east of shifting tombs in that Merchant District. You can see it on the map, and then once you've done that one, you want to run west. You can see that one on the map as well, as it's not upstairs or anything like that. You just go into that building west of shifting tombs and do that one as well. The final one in Menethos, if you go shifting tombs again and you go to Ports District this time, you can see just behind where the shifting tombs is near the docks, one of those houses has the safe in it. Go to that house and crack that safe. Then once you've done all of these, you can head back to Robin and get your XP and get your points. The next lot of safes require level 76, and these are 4 dial locks again, which means they have 4 stages. They are found at the following locations: Berthup, Port Sarim, Falador, Edgeville and the Black Knight's Fortress. The Black Knight's Fortress requires you to wear the outfit to get in, so you want a bronze med helm and an iron chain body. Other than that, there's no quest requirements or anything like that, so don't worry about any of those. These are anywhere between 425 to 550,000 experience an hour, again depending on your level. The 2 safes in Berthup are in the castle, so if you run north of the lodestone, go up the stairs of the castle, and in the middle there is a room that has the 2 safes in it. The safes are side by side, just crack both of these. The next 2 are in Port Sarim. If you run north of the lodestone, the first is located in the jewellery shop. You want to crack that safe. Then once you've done with that one, where the anvil is, just to the east of the jewellery shop, there is another safe. You want to crack the one in that place as well, and that's the 2 for Port Sarim. Next up is Falador. If you run east after teleporting to Falador, you go into the park and there's the house fully east at the park. There's a safe just in the middle of that house. Once you crack the safe that's in the house in the park, if you just run southeast of that house, there is a house with a range in it. If you go upstairs in that one, there's another safe there that you can crack. Once you crack that safe, if you go back downstairs, there's another house to the southeast of that one with another stove in it. You want to climb up the stairs, then climb up the ladder, and there's another safe in this one. The final safe in Falador is where the mining guild is. If you go into the house right next to the mining guild and go to the south and climb up those stairs, there's a little room with a safe in it. Crack this safe and you're done with all of the ones in Falador. The last one is the Black Knight's Fortress. You want to have your outfit, so I use a bronze med helm and an iron chain body that allows me to get in. I go to the Edgeville lodestone and then I run north of the ice mountain, and that's where the Black Knight's Fortress is. If you do have the skull from the quest, you can teleport directly here. But obviously, because it's not the highest level requirement in Thieving, not everyone's going to have that quest done, so I'm showing this way instead. You want to go through the door, run all the way to the back of the fortress, to the northwest and climb up the stairs. Then you want to run all the way down to the southeast where the other staircase is and go up that one. Then if you run directly north of this floor, there's 2 safes directly opposite each other in that room. These 2 give you a fair amount of XP. They probably take the longest to get to, but they're definitely worth including in your run. Once you've done all those safes, go back to Robin, trade in your points and get some XP. The next lot of safes require level 83, and these are 5 dial locks. This means that they take 5 stages to complete each safe. These are found at the following locations: Camelot Castle, Yanil, Ardoin and Ardoin Castle. These are anywhere between 475 to 650,000 experience an hour. This is where the XP rate starts getting very, very good. If you teleport to Camelot, the first two safes are in the castle, so if you just run north from where you teleported, go inside the castle and run to the east. The safes are opposite each other in this corridor, just crack both of those and then you can move on to the next. The next one is in Yanil. If you go to the Yanil lodestone, run east and go into the south part of the wall, there's a safe that you can crack right there. If you check the mini-map, it will give you a sense of direction where that safe is. After you've got that one, if you run into the pub that's just to the west of it, go up the ladder, there's another safe in there. The last location that has loads of safes for this one is in Ardi. If you teleport to Ardi, you'll end up in the marketplace. Run to the west of where you teleport and you can go up the stairs in this building, there's a safe right there. Crack this safe and then go back to the marketplace, run to the north and go in that northernmost building towards the marketplace. There's another safe on the upstairs of this building, crack that one as well. Once you've done this, you want to use Surge, Bladed Dive, whatever you can to get to the other end of Ardi. Once you're on the other end of Ardi, just before you go into West Ardi, there is Jimmy the Dazzler's house. You want to go into this house and then go upstairs, there's a safe in here. If you ever do clues or anything, this house, you should know where it is because it's a hard clue. Once you crack this safe, there's two more to get and that's in Ardi Castle. So if you run south of Jimmy the Dazzler's house and you go into the castle, go up one floor, both of the safes are either side of this floor. They're in the corner of each room, so they're a bit hard to see, but if you check the minimap, you can see they're in each of those rooms. So you want to crack the safes in the corner of both of these rooms in the castle on the first floor, and then that's everything for Ardi. The last lot of safes require level 90 plus. These have 4 to 6 dial locks, so they have 4 to 6 stages to complete. These are at the following locations. The Rogue's Castle is dangerous because it's in the Wildy, but it's very, very good experience. Xanaris is another location which requires the Lost City quest. And then the last one is the Zemorgul's Fort. This requires the Curse of Arav quest and the Ritual of Marcharat quest to get there very quickly. So these two quests are probably the highest requirement out of anything using these methods. If you do the Wildy safes and include those in your run, these are 775 to 875,000 experience an hour. If you want to skip Wildy and just do the RD from the previous lot of safes instead, you're going to get 675 to 725,000 experience an hour. That's still really, really good and it eliminates the risk of going into the wilderness. To get to the Rogue's Castle, I just went to Edgeville, pulled the wilderness lever and ran all the way east to the Rogue's Castle. You can use the obelisks as well, as they can teleport you directly south of the Rogue's Castle. I'll speak more about it when I use it to get out. Once you get to the Rogue's Castle, if you go in the door to the east, you go up the stairs once. Once you go up the stairs, there's a room with 3 different safes in it. If you go in and close the door behind you, if someone does come and try and PK you or something, they won't be able to hit you. They'll have to undo the door first. Unless they spawn in the room and then you can just quickly lobby or something because you'll see them right there. I just took some Sourfish and some brews with me alongside my thieving outfit and just the stuff I needed for safe cracking. It's really useful if you make a preset of your safe cracking, so then once you leave the wilderness you can just instantly load that preset and get back to cracking all the safes around Gillinor rather than the ones in the wilderness. All you gotta do is crack these 3 safes, and then once you've done all 3, if you go back down the stairs, leave the castle and go to the obelisk, if you have the hard wilderness task done, you can right click it and choose your location. So you can just go to level 13 wilderness, which is right next to the lodestone, which makes it an easy way to get here too. So then you can teleport away as it's under 20 wilderness. You can easily get away from anyone that you need to by using the obelisk as well. As long as you've got some food and stuff, you should be fine. It's a little bit more risky, but like I said, if you have a preset, once you teleport out, you instantly load that preset and go to the next location. The next location will be Xanaris. There's a couple of effective ways to get to Xanaris. One is the portable fairy ring. You can right click it and you can teleport to Xanaris and you get right there. Another one is the Toggle Zoo. You can teleport right next to a fairy ring and use that one to get here. Or you can use the Slayer Cape. If you right click the Slayer Cape and click activate, you can go to Sheldar. You want to go to Sheldar as it is the closest one to the marketplace. You want to run east of Sheldar and then go through the door. You can go through the doors for free if you've done Fairy Tale Part 3, otherwise you have to pay a diamond to enter. Either way, the safe is just north of that. You just crack it like all of the others, then once you've done the one to the north, there's one to the south of this marketplace as well. They're the only 2 in Xanaris, so once you've done those 2, you can go to the next location. Same thing applies here. You can use a portable fairy ring to get here easily, or you can use a toggle zone to get to that fairy ring. So if I teleport with my portable fairy ring and I go to the Glacier Cave, I do DKQ and I go straight there. From here you need to run up north. This is by far my favourite one. Once you've run north outside the Glacier Cave, you want to run to the west. You can use Bladed Dive and Surge to get there nice and quickly. Once you've run far west, you have the castle that's used in the Curse of Arav quest. Go in there. You want to go to the southeastern room, which has 4 different safes in it. This is the only place where it has 4 safes in the same location, and these safes are super high tier as well. This means they give you loads and loads of experience and allow you to be here for a little while. These ones take about 10 minutes to respawn though, so you want to go back to the wilderness and then go back to Xanaris and maybe even go to Ardi before these have respawned. Just depends how efficient you are and how quick you are at teleporting around. Just experiment with your different routes and such. If you're going to the wilderness and you're doing Xanaris, these will normally be respawned by the time you've done both. Unless you get super lucky and open up those chests really quickly, then in that case pop to Ardi until 10 minutes has gone and then come back here. So in the shop you can get a medium loot bag, a large loot bag and a huge loot bag. These can then allow you to store more and more treasures. You can also get a Master Thief lockpick which can be added to your tool belt and never breaks, which is pretty neat. And a Master Thief stethoscope which can be added to your tool belt. That way you don't have to carry it around in your inventory. And in the consumables you can buy a shock absorber. It prevents you from being stunned while pickpocketing. An elf reset token which resets all the elves, which isn't really useful in my opinion. And then Thieves Guild teleports, which are really nice because it teleports you directly here. I would definitely focus on all of these upgrades before buying any of the consumables. That's it for this video. I hope you did enjoy it. Hopefully you are able to understand this update a little bit more with the help from this video, and then it gives you an insight of XP rates and such. Give the video a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new for loads of future content all related to RuneScape 3, and until next time, see ya.